Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stacey Storino. Normally, I'm with Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill on YouTube. If you like food, over the top food, and all that kind of stuff, you should go subscribe to Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill. In the meantime, you can hit that big red subscribe button, click the bell notification, select all when your options come up. So this way you hopefully will get all of your notifications because that YouTube will send you, because this is the place for entrepreneur moms to come who want to learn not just about work-life balance, because that's super important, but also they can learn how to become more multimedia and more omni-channel in their content marketing approach. And it's really tough to do when you're balancing work and home to begin with. Hey, Transformational Healing by Donna. Hey, Andrew George. Thank you for the kind words before, you guys. That really meant the world to me. Hello at Transformational Healing by Donna. Hi, Andrew George. Thank you so very much. All right, so I am in the midst of a 365-day live stream orbit to this YouTube channel. Today marks day 22, and even though I was super sick yesterday, I was kind of sick here today too. I'm going to be going to bed after this. I'm going to be getting my jammy jams and going to bed. I am committed to doing 365 live streams to this channel unbroken. Yesterday, I talked about some really practical tips of how to work while you're sick from home and parent at the same time when you have to. It's really hard. And today marks like at least a 5 to 7 day business intensive that I want to do with these live streams, so that I can take you through, at this point, the very basics of today. We're going to find our purpose at work, right? And then we're going to build off it tomorrow, because we're going to plow our purpose into the goals that we set. And we'll go back and unpack one step at a time, so that by the end of this particular week's worth of content on this channel, we will not only have like our foundation, I hope, firmly set for our business, but we're also going to learn how to sell more intentionally. And for those who liked the Power Hour video that I did, that's day 2 of the 365 live streams that I'm putting in here. Go back and check that one out if you haven't. But if you're like, wow, I really like the concept of a power hour, but I want to know how to optimize it more, or I want to use a power hour differently for different days, one of the days this week is going to make you very happy there. And then in November, we are going to come out with, actually, in addition to all the live streams, produce content as well. Transformational Healing by Donna says they are true. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so even though this sounds like it's going to be all airy-fairy stuff, I really want to ground in finding your purpose as an entrepreneurial mom or parent or person. How you really do that is actually something that is more fine-grained than you think and more brass tacks than you think. Your purpose is really, and some of this you may have heard before, but hang in here with me for a second. Your purpose is your why, your reason for living. Why do you think you are here on this earth? What is your purpose? Your purpose gives you your power. It's your North Star. It should guide you out of a whole lot of bad decisions that you could make, or wrong decisions, or both. But when people say that you should know about what your why is, because you can use it to drive you, both as a person, a parent, and as a business person, those two things obviously shouldn't conflict. So what I want you to do is, whatever you think your why is, it's really cool if you could state what that is in 1-2 sentences max. But if you're having a hard time getting fine-grained about it, what I have told my coaching students in the past, because I've been coaching since 2015, so it has been a while, I have told people to take a good look at what their why is, and you're fine-grained enough in terms of your why if you can describe how it shows up in your life mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. If you're not a spiritual or religious person, then ethically. Okay. And that's not enough. It should be even more fine grained. Hey, baby, come here. It should be even more fine grained because, what's up, kiddo? See, I'm being an entrepreneurial parent right now. What, baby? He doesn't want to be seen on camera, or maybe he does. Okay. You should be able to describe like how your why, your reason, your power, your purpose, like what being the optimal you looks like in terms of the 5 senses too. So like if you were living your why out, what would it look like? What would it feel like? What would it sound like? I know this is going to get goofy, but what would it taste like? Right? What are the 5 senses? Look, touch,
taste,
smell. Yeah, even what it smells like. So let me give you an example so it makes a little bit more sense to you, because otherwise this seems a little too airy-fairy. What, baby?
Okay, so say I'm developing a baby toy, right?
Okay.
Okay, it feels good.
Oh.
It smells okay.
Let me do it like this. So how am I living my why, my ideal purpose, both personally and professionally, looks like is that I'm working from home. This is what it looks like. And I'm serving the humans that I want to serve. I am serving awesome entrepreneurial parents who are looking to, as organically and as grassroots as possible, right? They're not ready for paid strategies yet, or they're getting there. They want to learn how to be more multimedia and more omni-channel in their approach. But what does it look like? How does it feel? I'm sitting here in my cozy chair. I'm not stuck in my nice office. I'm not in some, corporate cubicle. And what does it feel like? I don't know. It feels like I'm nuzzling my kid's hair because I can be home when he's home. I homeschooled him for 2 years, right? So it could also feel really good in that I'm sitting in my nice chair with my child's snuggle blanket when he is at school.
It's gone.
It's gone. What does it smell like? It smells like the roses that are in my office.
It smells like essential oils.
It smells like essential oils because I have my diffuser. I can't really do that in corporate America. And I worked as an attorney, as a W-2 attorney.
That's what smells like orange because I'm chewing orange gum.
It does. I used to work as an attorney hardcore for 17 years. I've represented Rockefeller Center and the Arizona Beverage brand in my day, amongst others. So, I mean, corporate America, they're not letting you burn essential oils in most of those offices. You might get flowers if it's like a holiday or something. So, what does it taste like? It could be as nice as sipping champagne while you're on the beach somewhere because you can work off your laptop to, even if you're a products-based business and you might work in an office a lot, you have the ability to, let's say you're by the beach, to like work on your Etsy shop or your website from your laptop. You're feeling the sun beat down on you. If you're not by the ocean or by like a body of water, you could be sitting out on the grass on your front lawn. You're having class or you're having your business outside. You've got flexibility. You've got options. You could smell the nice green grass. It just got cut that morning. Okay. You could.
Yeah, sure.
You could, right? So I want you to get so fine-grained with this that like all 5 senses are employed in your imagining of how your why actually shows up in your life. Because number one, you got to name it to claim it. If you're not really naming it as fine-grained as concrete as that, it becomes this like airy-fairy floaty thing that sounds really nice, but it also just sounds like a goofy waste of time. But the second reason why you want to do this is because your subconscious mind doesn't know that something like that couldn't be possible, couldn't be real. So it starts to work in concert with your conscious mind to whatever baby steps are possible to get you to just a little bit of that life, whatever that life is to you. You know how you want to feel mentally when you do the work that you're doing, creating the products that you're creating, giving out, working the services that you're working, helping the humans that you've decided you want to help, your niche, right? You know how that's going to make you feel mentally. You know how that's going to make you feel emotionally. This is getting more fine grained and actually giving legs to the concept of your why. Okay. Mentally, physically, emotionally, how does it make your heart feel? Mentally is up here, right? Physically, how are you going to feel physically? How's your body going to feel? Like so much lighter and brighter? How much happier is your heart? How much more energy that you have doing exactly what it is that you want to do? And even if you're bootstrapping right now, and even if you got to juggle family like I do right now, and even though I'm sick, and once I get my pajamas, I'm going to have to take care of him, make sure he does all his homework and stuff. Okay. We're not living like in nirvana or heaven. We're here on planet Earth. But how does this stuff look? And how does this stuff, all the different senses, show up in your life ideally? And how does this stuff make you feel mentally, intellectually, physically? Ooh, how does it make you feel emotionally? How does it make you, how do you want it to show up? And what should it look like financially? And then spiritually too. If you're a spiritual person, how does that play out? If you're a religious person, how does that get interwoven? You're none of those things. How do you feel ethically as you do business, as you serve your humans, right? So even if it's not spiritual, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, what does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? I'm not kidding. Because if you're working in corporate America or you're doing things you don't want to do, things are going to show up and assault your senses. How can you structure your why personally and professionally? You're an entrepreneurial parent, so you are kind of having both worlds bleed in together, especially if you're working completely from home. There's no gallery, there's no workshop, there's no manufacturing you have to do. You're not going off site to provide your services, right? So think about it. Your why isn't just some sort of cutesy little North Star saying that you create and you just foof out there. Your why has to be something that your subconscious mind starts working towards, like a little hamster running on a wheel. It's putting all that energy into it. Harness that energy so that subconsciously and consciously you start working towards making this happen even more. And even if you already have what you want in your life, and you're like, well, what does that sound like? By the way, because I know somebody's going to be like, well, how does this why show up in terms of sound in my life? It could be the music that you're making. It could be the music that you're playing in the background. It could be the sound of the ocean. It could be the sound of being outside. If you like outside, you can work outside. You're not in corporate America. You're not in a cubicle. Like all different ways this can show up, right? Because I could tell you to like, journal about it. But after like 5-10 minutes of journaling, if you really like writing, a half an hour to an hour of journaling, you're going to run out of stuff to really write about. And it's going to be harder and harder for it to seem like it'll be easier for that to feel more like an exercise than actually something that makes things more concrete and more fine-grained for you. And, but if you like to journal, absolutely do that. If you're a visual person, you want to do a vision board, fine. And you can plug in all the senses and you can plug in how all this stuff will show up for you financially. You can put numbers in when you journal, or visual representations of money, or what the money will get you and your family as a result of your entrepreneurial mom or dad kind of business. But here's the thing, just doing a vision board can feel like an activity too, especially if you're not digging being, in art class, So if you really are a creative and you're an Etsy driven person, okay, like a vision board is great for that. If you are creative like me and you love to write, journaling's good too. And I'm not saying don't journal, and I'm not saying don't create vision boards or whatever. I just think that when you do these things, as you're finding an expression of your why, which is the lever or the prop to give you leverage to push through when your kid comes in on a live stream, or when you're sick, or all your children are sick, or everything's going kerplooey. And it's just so hard to balance the house, spouse, kid, worship, pets, plants of it all, whatever W-2 side hustle you might be doing to bootstrap your business. And then you want me to think about a freaking why, Stacey? Yeah, I don't have time for that. You have to have time for that, because that North Star is going to pull you through the storm. And you also consciously and subconsciously know what you're shooting for. Onika, what's going on? Hey. Hi, Onika. I'm glad. Oops, I don't want to scream at you. I'm glad you could join us. Yay. So this is the sort of thing that sounds airy-fairy until you get more fine grain with it, until you get multidimensional about it. Because then it also, like I said, subconsciously feels more real to you, and you will be more persistently and consistently likely to follow through with it. Now, that's what I have for you today. I'm in the midst of my 365-day live stream orbit. So if you're new around here, make sure you click that big red subscribe button, click the bell notification, because some days we will be talking tech, some days we will be talking multimedia and how to like do it with like less work, or how to shatter out, for example, one piece of content into many. We will be talking about all different types of search and how to rank in search, not just on Google, not just on hashtag based search like for Instagram, Twitter, and even TikTok. Oh my gosh, TikTok. We will also be talking about Google Voice, Google Podcast, SEO. We will be talking about chatbots. We will be talking about how to leverage all these tools with the least amount of friction and the most amount of being able to leverage them to actually go both multimedia and omni-channel, meaning being on as many platforms as our niche requires us to be. And as the year progresses, we're even going to be looking at ranking in voice search, how to do it, because by 2022, they're saying that Alexa and Siri and all those other voice-based things, that sort of voice search will consist of 50% of all search done. You want your business to not just do well now, but to be future-proofed and do well later. So one live stream at a time, we're going to take everything from your why to chatbots and voice search, and we're going to go on a whole journey this year, step by step, to help all of you. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for showing up, guys.